There are currently 153 mobs in Minecraft, and I want to capture them all, which includes the basic ones, as well as the bosses like the Warden, Wither, and Ender Dragon. And then on top of that, I thought it would be fun to get every variant of every single mob. And we're gonna do this all in 36 hours without sleeping in real life. 3, 2, 1... go. Hey, we got a wandering trader over there.
Oh.
Should we go kill him?
Sure, let's start off with a banger. Yeah.
If you're wondering who the other person is, that's my friend Skavio, and he's gonna be helping in the mob collecting quest. This is so goofy.
Bro, you're going down, dude.
Skavio got the wandering trader, and I got the trader llama. And these are gonna count as the first two mobs because they're unobtainable. It doesn't matter if you name tag them or put them in a boat, they will always disappear. In total, there are 7 unobtainable mobs, and we said that if we kill them, that's gonna count as getting them. And with 2 mobs down, we then started to venture out into the plains biome. Dude, it looks like we got a village over here. Should we go get it?
Yes, let's go. Do you want to go to separate ones? I think there's 2. I think there's one on the left and one on the right.
And after splitting up, we each ventured to a village. And to make things even better, I almost instantly found a blacksmith. Ooh, iron and 2 iron pickaxes plus an iron sword. As I was gathering wood, I realized the true scope of this project. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're 3 minutes in and I'm already drinking coffee.
I'm on my second one.
Now, why is coffee important? Well, that's because we said we're gonna do the entire challenge without sleeping or taking breaks. So that means we're gonna be awake for the next 36 hours straight. At that point, Skavio looted his village, and then we each spent some time crafting up tools, gathering the wheat, and then killing the iron golems. How much iron did you get?
I got 5.
With the new iron, we each made some shields, I made a bucket, and then started mining gravel to get a flint and steel. And the reason I'm getting these items is because our first plan is to just beat the game as quickly as possible. And with the plan in place, I left my village to go meet up with Skavio and begin caving for iron.
Okay, right. Let's try not to take some fall damage here. I don't have any blocks.
I got you. Okay. Hallelujah. I was having a lot of fun with the beginning stage of the game.
Bro, there's so many. Dude, I am not dying. I refuse to die. What?
Skavio, not so much. It wasn't a problem though, because he was quickly able to get back, and then we started our grind for iron before this happened. What? I then made my way back, got my stuff, and then we were able to head deeper into the cave where I tried to get some ender pearls and Skavio found some diamonds. Oh my gosh, dude, I'm gonna die. I need some help. I need some backup.
I'm coming right now. How about you pick someone your own side? I'm running, bro. I'm going to die.
These guys are insane. So the beginning was proving difficult, but things were about to change because we just got iron armor.
You don't do so much damage to me now, don't you? Huh?
Now that we had armor, I made iron tools and then got a diamond pickaxe from Skavio before we headed out of the cave. And after sleeping through the night, I then made my way over towards a lava pool where I converted it into obsidian and then began mining it up. From there, we both ventured back to our world spawn where we were going to begin our base. Okay, I'm not stopping.
I'm calling my Uber.
I'm not stopping.
Uber? There it is.
Eventually, we made it back where Skavio started clearing land, and then I made some space so I could start building a sugarcane farm. This required me to get some wood, place some water, and then Skavio and I both planted the sugarcane we previously got. And one nifty trick I learned is to place half slabs over the water sources, that way you can walk over everything. Once our base was situated, I set up the nether portal, that way we could head on in. Okay, yep, we are in the nether. And so we began our search for a nether fortress. We went through a soul sand valley, through a massive wall, and then we found a group of pigmen that gave us a little scare.
I almost said pigmen.
With the adrenaline pumping, we boated down from a massive ledge, and then we saw it, the nether fortress. Now, even though we have 36 hours to complete this challenge, we wanted to make this as optimal as possible, which is why when Skavio was getting blaze rods, I started to go to a warped forest so I could get ender pearls. But the blazes were proving to be even more difficult than we had expected.
Bro, oh my god, man, are you serious, bro?
Not even 10 seconds later, I almost died to a blaze as well. Oh, crap. I'm gonna die too.
Bro.
Oh my gosh. As I was searching for the warped forest, Skavio made his way back to the nether fortress when he thought it'd be fun to swim in lava. Fortunately, he did make it back, and then he farmed the rest of the blaze rods while I began farming the ender pearls. And while I'm getting all the ender pearls we're gonna need, I'd like to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Honkai Star Rail. Now, if you know anything about me, it's that I freaking love space. I mean, can you tell? So when I saw that Star Rail literally begins in a galactic spaceship, all I could say was, it's a spaceship, let's go! I mean, that ship looks sick. I might have to build it in Minecraft someday. Now what's cool is you get to explore the vast worlds and environments while completing missions, solving puzzles, and figuring out tactical strategies. And you know what the best part is? It all takes place in spaceships! Can you see the common theme of what I'm liking? With the new 1.5 update, you can play on computer or mobile anytime, anywhere. There's also this new character called Argenti, and he's a 5-star character, so he's extremely rare. And you can train to get really good with him in combat. And then he also has this spear which can spawn roses and stuff, and it looks pretty cool. So if all this sounds interesting, you can use my link below to download the game. And trust me when I say it's good, the Google Play Store and App Store both voted it top game of the year. And right now is the perfect time to start playing because you'll get a bunch of free rewards. Thanks Honkai Star Rail for sponsoring today's video. Alright, so once Skavio got all the rods, he went back to base and began work with the villagers so that we could get a head start on the trades we're gonna need later in the run. It was on hour 2 that I got the last ender pearl. Yes, I got 14 pearls, let's go. And with everything we needed to beat the game, I made my way back. Oh my gosh. Oh, not without a few hitches, of course, but I did eventually make it home. Oh, okay, that was stressful getting home, man. That night we farmed creepers for gunpowder. That way when we get our first elytra, we'll already have fireworks. The next morning, we right away got started with collecting flint so we can make a bunch of fletching tables. We then placed the fletching tables. That way we could trade with the villagers to buy some arrows for the end fight. Once we were sufficiently prepared, I crafted the Eyes of Ender and then we were off. While we were traveling, I made sure to get some food. We also found this cool sunken ship with some treasure inside of it. After that, we slept through the night, but still ran into some mobs. Oh, hallelujah! And then we continued journeying until we found a ruined portal, and we made sure to loot it. We found the location of the stronghold, and then began mining down to enter it. Oh, yo, okay, I'm in. From there, we explored a couple of rooms in search of the portal.
I found it. Yeah, I mean.
Oh. And then we had a fun time getting bombarded by loads of silverfish before I just broke the spawner. We lit the portal, set our spawn, and then before entering, we searched the rest of the stronghold for a library. That way we could farm tons of books, which are gonna come in handy later. We made sure to put everything unnecessary away, and then it was time.
We are through. Let's defeat the Ender Dragon.
The first step, like always, is to destroy the crystals. And this was rather simple until I needed to get on top of one of the pillars when something insane happened. Uh-oh. Oh my gosh.
Water bucket clutch.
That was crazy.
What up?
Got it. And with all the crystals destroyed, the last thing was to kill the dragon.
Perfect. Alrighties.
It was hour 3, and we had defeated the Ender Dragon. Now, because Skavio was gonna go end busting, we also figured it would be less risky if I picked up all the levels. From there, I picked up the Ender Dragon Egg, getting the achievement. Then I hopped through the home portal, and Skavio went through the new gateway. And let me just say, Skavio had no clue the pain he was about to endure. While he was searching for an elytra, I went back to spawn and harvested the sugarcane farm. That way, after getting some leather and wood, I could craft lecterns and then start trading with villagers. So at this point, it was about 10 a.m. on Thursday morning, and when I was AFK getting breakfast, Skavio was in the end mining blocks and killing endermen.
You know when you sometimes just like genuinely go for miles and don't see an end city? This is just like, I'm having one of those moments right now.
Skavio was getting kind of unlucky. It was 2 hours and 16 minutes into the challenge, and he found an end city that did not have a ship. So while he continued the search, I took my lecterns over to the village and began trying to trap more villagers. Moving the villagers inside of boats was not working. But then I had an idea to try to use 2 workstations, and by breaking the first one, then the villager would automatically pathfind to the one that's inside of the cage. All right, I got all 5 villagers into the thing. Once all the villagers were in, my next goal was to make a string duper. You see, we picked Fletchers for a very important reason. That's because when you level them up enough, they will sell you emeralds if you give them string, which is going to be super OP later in this run. So I quickly gathered all the items I was going to need for this duper, and then made my way back over towards the village when Skavio was still traversing the end. From there, I was able to build most of the string farm, and just before I got it running, Skavio at last found an end city.
Okay, please, I beg you. Well, Wunba, that's a dud.
No luck for him yet. Me, on the other hand, I got the string duper up and running. Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. Once that was done, I gathered a whole bunch of wood and began trading with some villagers that were getting on my nerves. The stupid villager got out because I accidentally placed a block. I don't know what kind of sound that was, but what I do know is that I got some emeralds using sticks, and then I leveled the villager up to the string trade. From there, I harvested the sugarcane and killed some cows for food, just as Skavio arrived at the end city. All of the time he spent, everything had built up to this moment, and now it was time for him to shine.
Okay, I feel like if I'm going to die one more time in this world, it'd be right now. Wunba.
Oh, no.
Wunba.
What? No! This was the worst case scenario. He found an elytra ship and then died. With no choice but to re-gear and head back, the time was ticking closer to 3 hours and we still had no elytra. Despite the setback, I made it to the new village and then set up some more lecterns, that way I could start trading with villagers. And I basically just had to cycle the villager trades until I found one of the 6 enchantments we were looking for. The first one I did get was channeling, which I instantly locked in, and then I put the villager into a boat. And then I started separating the villagers, that way I could trade with them a little easier. Oh my gosh, I want to scream at this villager. He keeps getting in the same boat. Stop! After I got my gamer rage out, I was eventually able to separate both of the villagers. Ooh, wait, Prod 4. That's what we need. Oh, okay. I'm gonna call you Barry. Thank you very much, Barry, for Prod 4. Soon after I managed to bring a couple more villagers in, I got Unbreaking 3, which was another one we needed. And on hour 4, Skavio began his trek back for the elytra, which meant he had to head all the way to the stronghold again. And once Skavio was back in the end, I was presented with a moral dilemma. Oh my gosh. Wait, Prod 4 for 22 emeralds? Barry's selling it for 55.
Angela, what are you doing here? I don't know, Barry. Just don't trust me here. And why are you selling the same book I sell? I told you not to sell the same thing. I don't know. Is it just replacing the lecture? Oh, money.
Okay, I'm gonna take it for 22.
Oh, no. No!
What? Did you see anything?
Oh, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Soon after I departed Barry, I found a looting 3 villager, which I quickly locked in. I then went back to the string duper, got some more emeralds, and then listened to Skavio ask his Echo Dot some Minecraft questions.
Alexa, does endstone drop when you mine it with a stone pickaxe?
Here's what I found on the web. In the vast expanse of the end dimension, endstone stands as a testament to the mysterious nature of Minecraft.
Well, after that, I gathered some iron from the caves, smelted it up, and then made myself a smithing table. The smithing table was going to be helpful because this would allow me to get a villager trade that would sell us diamond tools. So that meant the next step was just to accumulate as many emeralds as I possibly could. After that, I trapped the toolsmith villager and then built a wall around him before I began trading. Okay, he takes iron or he buys bells for... No way. Okay, I gotta get a bunch of iron to level this guy up. So when I was busy gathering the iron, Skavio was mining up some endstone that he crafted into slabs so he could bridge across the void. And once I had enough iron to trade with the toolsmith, I began with leveling him up and actually found some pretty decent trades. Yes, I'm breaking 3 diamond pickaxe, dude. Wait, that's actually so clutch. Does anyone watching know if this is a rare trade or not? Because that's actually a steal. After getting those godly pickaxes, I once more traded with the Fletchers, and then I realized my string production was not fast enough, so I set up an additional string duper. I slept through night 15, and then in the morning, I left for the other village to find one that would sell me diamond armor, as well as to just get the remaining enchantment books I needed. After that, I left to go craft a blast furnace, which I then placed, and then we got the armorer villager. Eventually, I traded him to the point where I could buy diamond leggings and boots, and then I left to go get more emeralds, buy some more tools, build another string duper, gather some food, and then I came back to buy the rest of my armor. But pause real quick. So we're playing Minecraft for 36 hours straight, and that got me curious about what the world record was. So I looked it up, and in 2021, Alexandre played Minecraft for 38 hours in 1 second. So I'll make a deal with you guys. If we can get this video to 250,000 likes, mark my words, Skavio and I will beat that record and play for 48 hours straight. I am probably going to regret this. And if it feels like I'm going over all of this very quickly, we are now 4 hours into the challenge and we haven't even begun building the platform for all of the mobs. At last, Skavio was bridging the final gap towards the end city. And as Skavio got into the Elytra ship, killed the shulker, and claimed his Elytra, our luck was about to shift in an unbelievable way. Efficiency 4! Bro, that is the best timing! I just got efficiency 4 for 25 emeralds as well.
Dude, honestly, this seems like a movie. Like the plot has just twisted.
The blood.
Oh my god. Hey, I've got diamond pickaxe, efficiency 4 and mending.
Our luck was finally shifting to be good. And after that, Skavio left the end city using the Elytra in search of another one.
Dude, I can't believe there's two. There's two end ships here, bro. What a joke. I can't believe this game, bro. There's two. Imagine if I spawned here. Oh my god, we'd be done by now.
I think Skavio was beginning to go a little crazy, but fortunately, he was able to find some insane loot inside of these ships. While Skavio was busy with that, I was in the caves mining for iron. That way I could make some anvils so we could combine all of this gear. And then before we knew it, Skavio was on his way home. And I can only imagine how good this must have felt for him after all the pain and suffering he went through.
Right, this is, okay, I just want to let you know, blood, sweat, and Red Bull went into this, and a lot of it, okay? There you go, bro.
Yes.
Actually, have to, there you go.
Thanks. It felt so good. At last I had gotten my Elytra. And then I also gave Skavio an additional set of diamond armor that I had traded for. Going into hour 6, we had most of our gear, but now the main focus was going to be to enchant it all. So we got to get a lot of emeralds.
I'll help you out right now.
But before we went to get the emeralds, Skavio gave me his diamond sword, and then I put looting on it, so that way we could kill creepers and get gunpowder for fireworks.
Roll the montage.
We got to get the Sandiction, the juice jam.
Yes.
How do we both know that song? What the heck?
Oh, Trident, guy over Trident. Come on,
Wait, really?
please.
Where?
Wait, do you want to come here? Come here, come to me.
Oh, yeah, I see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in the water,
He's on you?
Yes.
Got it.
Please.
Did I get it? I got it! Let's go!
Yes! Let's go!
Let's go!
Let's get it, dude!
I got it! Now, the reason the trident was so important is that after I put channeling on it, this is gonna allow us to get all the thunderstorm mobs. The morning after that extravagant night, I crafted a whole bunch of fireworks. I went to go trade with the villagers to get the remaining books we needed, while Skavio began construction of the platform where we are going to put the mobs. And the first step to this was just to clear out a whole bunch of land. While he did this, I bought a bunch of mending books, and then I put mending and unbreaking on our Elytras. All right, here you go, man. With the Elytras enchanted, I joined Skavio in clearing the platform. And you might be wondering how we're doing this. That's because we have a mod called Lightmatica, which is showing us a blueprint of where we need to put all of the mobs. This is going to ensure that we don't accidentally skip anything. So we cleared the blocks, filled in the holes, and then once we got most of that done, Skavio left to the Dark Oak Forest to go get a bunch of wood, which is one of the main building blocks in this platform. Also, at the same time, I did a whole bunch of combining of my armor and tools and stuff. And then we once more farmed creepers through the night. Oh yeah, Skavio died, but was able to get his gear back. All right, so that's like 350 fireworks from one night. Fireworks are going to be very important to this challenge because they're going to allow us to get around much quicker when we're collecting the mobs. And now we were about to reach hour 6 with still only 2 mobs. And I realized there was something that was going to make it even worse. Oh, bro, we have to buy name tags. I forgot completely about that. The reason why this was so bad is that without name tags, the mobs we capture are just gonna despawn. So we have to get one for every single mob, and on average, a villager sells a name tag for 21 emeralds, meaning we will need 3,213 emeralds to buy all the name tags we're going to need. With no choice but to continue, I leveled up a librarian villager to the point where I could buy name tags. And then after that, I joined Skavio for another night of clearing the platform and killing creepers. Although halfway through the night, I realized I could probably cure the villager to sell those name tags for cheaper. So then I traveled out to go get the ingredients I needed to do that. Anyways, after that I made a fermented spider eye, a golden apple, and then while Skavio was expanding the sugarcane farm, I went back to the stronghold portal room, got the blaze rods, and then made a brewing stand so I could brew a weakness potion to cure the villager. Once I got the weakness potions, I went over towards the name tag villager, put him in a the boat, and then my next goal was to find a zombie. During the day, I found a zombie that had armor on, which meant it wasn't going to burn, and then I brought it over towards the villager, which was quickly converted into a zombie villager. From there, I used the weakness potion and golden apple to convert it. And if you're wondering where Skavio was, the entire time he was grinding out mining that platform. Once the villager was cured, I checked the name tag price and saw that they were indeed cheaper. And it was really strange. I tried curing the villager again to make it even cheaper, but for whatever reason, it wouldn't go lower. If anyone knows why, I would love to know. With no choice but to take the name tags for 13 emeralds apiece, I went back and traded for more emeralds. As we approached hour 7, Skavio was clearing the final bits of grass away, and I bought our first 12 name tags. After that, I went to the swamp to go get slime balls, because we're gonna need these to build all sorts of crazy flying machines to get the Ender Dragon. Okay, I cannot be left alone here. This is actually insane. I'm trying to kill these slimes, but I can't. And after that entire night, I got a total of 39 slime balls and 42 gunpowder before I harvested the sugarcane farm to make more fireworks. Following that, I got all the dark oak that Skavio had chopped and I turned it into stairs so I could begin working on the chambers for the mobs. I started placing the stairs, but then I realized it would be easier to place them if I had the glowstone in the middle, so I left to the nether to go find some. I started mining glowstone, but then I noticed a piglin down in the corner. And if you remember, this is one of the unobtainable mobs, so I killed it and then we ticked the number up to 3. And after that, I found a hoglin, which was another unobtainable one. Okay, I just killed a hoglin, take it up. I mined the rest of the glowstone I needed, and then also managed to get returned to sender. Yes! That was so cool. Not only was that cool, but actually necessary, because the gas tiers we got, we're going to be using to respawn the Ender Dragon later. While I was doing that, Skavio was in the swamp getting more slime balls.
There's turtles in mogs and swamps. But I wouldn't say there's turtles in mog swamps. What?
And while we were having fun, I also managed to find a bastion. And this allowed me to kill the unobtainable piglin brute, bringing our total to 5. I then came back from the nether and began with placing the glowstone into the proper positions. I then placed the stairs around the glowstone until we hit hour 8. 8 hours, man. 25 to go. Now, even though we're 8 hours into this challenge with only 5 mobs, I promise you the pace is about to pick up, because everything we just did was preparation, and it's going to allow us to go so much faster once we start collecting the mobs. So on the beginnings of hour 8, I got some sand that I then placed into the aquarium for all the fish. After that, I traveled to the nether to get some quartz, and while I was there, I found a nether fortress and figured I might as well start killing wither skeletons so I can try to get the skulls that we're going to need for the wither. And it was not even a minute before I got my first one. Skavio! I got a wither skeleton skull, and you're not gonna believe this, but on the very next skeleton, oh yeah, I got another one, literally right after that one. What are the odds to get 2 in a row? And my good turn of fortune got me in a splendid mood, so I just stayed there until I also got the 3rd one. Oh, I got one. I got one.
Let's go, man.
We're good. We got all 3 wither skulls. While I was getting the skulls, Skavio was lighting up the platform with torches. That way we wouldn't need to worry about mobs. After that, I searched the nether for bastions and ruined portals because I needed 36 gold blocks to build 2 of the cages for our most special mobs. Oh my gosh, dude. I almost just died. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows, but what did matter is that I got the gold blocks. While I was doing that, Skavio traveled to the end.
Bro, you're joking me! You're joking!
Not without a hearty jump scare, of course. And then he went to the end where he began to mine an obsidian pillar. Once I got the remaining gold blocks, I was very far out in the nether and I needed a quick way to get back. So I used some ender pearls and ladders to glitch on top of the nether ceiling, and then I flew all the way back home. Skavio took that obsidian that he just mined, and then he came into the nether and also glitched on top of the ceiling. Now we need to talk about the game plan. Oh, I'm not that flexible. Please tell me somebody got that reference. Okay, so there are all of the mobs that vary from different spots around a Minecraft world. Now, we have to bring all of these mobs to our central build platform. Now, because the nether ceiling is so flat, if we set up portals in all of the different biomes where they spawn, we can then very easily bring the mobs back through the nether, which was why setting up a nether portal on the ceiling was our top priority, and all we had to do now was light it.
Wunba.
Yes?
I wish I was joking. Remember the flint I was looking for?
Yes?
And you distracted me.
Yes? Oh boy. You didn't forget it, did you?
Right, so who's killing you?
Turns out he was just playing a prank. Very funny, Skavio. You got the whole squad laughing. Once I was home, I filled in the gold blocks for our 2 special mobs. After that, I placed the observers in the warden cage, and these are gonna keep him from despawning. And then I placed the pressure plates in all the other cages. Next, I got a whole bunch of sand for all the glass we're gonna need. And while I was doing that, Skavio was busy gathering a whole bunch of materials he was going to need to break bedrock on top of the nether ceiling. We were officially 25% into the challenge, and on hour 9, the first time Skavio exploded the TNT, it unfortunately did not work. However, he was successful on the second attempt.
Wunba,
Yeah?
I'm a man.
You did it?
I'm a man.
Congratulations.
I'm a
You're
man.
a man.
I'm a man, bro.
You're
I'm
a man. I
I
finally had enough coal to fuel all the smelters, and then once I had glass, I crafted a bunch of panes. This now meant that I could go through and fill in all the walls for our mob cages. I gave Skavio a bunch of panes so he could help me with that, and then I also proposed a plan. All right, Skavio, our goal is to have these enclosures up by 10 hours.
Sir.
So with our plan in place, we worked tirelessly until we got to the special cages. What are these for?
Us. Sorry.
They're
I had,
for
bro.
us to finish. Despite all the fun we were having, we were actually making good progress. And the last thing we needed for the platform were the roofs of the cages. But we were at a dark oak, so we left for the forest and got just a ridiculous amount of wood so we would never have to come back. Once we were done there, we crafted up the stairs and slabs we needed to finish the cages and then began working on them. This was also the first time that we had phantoms spawn in, which was a good sign because we needed to capture them later. As the timer approached 10 hours, we were so close to finishing.
Is this the last one here?
I think so.
Do you want to do it together? Do you want to finish it together?
Sure.
Right, I'll do half here.
Yay!
Yay!
We did it before 10!
Let's go!
With the platform complete before 10 hours, we took a moment to just admire our work. But now, the real challenge began. It was time to capture every single mob in the game. We began stage 2 by having a Taco Bell conversation while placing torches. People hate on Taco Bell, but it's not bad, actually.
I just see the memes of like, oh, when you go to Taco Bell, it's like...
Jokes aside, after that I marked off the unobtainable mobs we had previously collected. Now the plan was that Skavio was going to begin with collecting the sheep, and then I was going to find a mushroom island. That way, as soon as we get a thunderstorm, we can use the trident we got from earlier to strike a mushroom and get the brown one. So I began my search for a mushroom island by going over the nether ceiling. The first island I found did not have any mushrooms, so I went to a second one, which was absolutely massive. While I was doing that, Skavio got some leads and wheat, and then started to bring the first of 17 sheep over to the cages. Once I was back, I found a chicken, and I started bringing that back as well. And then after making a staircase, I was able to get the chicken into the cage. All right, chicken is completed. Mark it up. Our plan right now was to just get all the mobs that were surrounding our base. So I next went for the pig, and on the way back, I also found a cow.
By the way, mark it up. That's the white sheep.
Oh, you got it? Nice. I was then able to get the cow in. All right, cow is done. Mark it up. And then for the pig, I figured I could place trapdoors up top so it would walk across and drop in. All right, pig is done. Mark it up. We're trying to get every single color of sheep, so we're not going to be ticking these up until we properly dye them. While Skavio was getting the sheep in, I spent the night going about with leads and trying to find more. And as I was bringing them back, he was setting up some dirt paths and preparing the cages.
Thank you very much. Right, yeah, if you just leave them. I've got them. Thank you. I'll take good care of you guys.
I got some more. He put them in. We of course made sure to name tag them so they wouldn't despawn, and then I removed the dirt scaffolding. But it was just insane how many sheep there were we needed to get. Wait, where did the sheep go to?
Over here. This one.
Oh, it goes right.
Yeah. There's so many, bro.
We had our work cut out, so I thought it was time that we would have a little fun. Here's this name tag. Try putting that on him, see what happens.
Will it make a difference?
No, it's a normal sheep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's a rainbow sheep.
It's a rainbow sheep. I thought all those YouTube thumbnails were clickbait.
Oh, and yes, the Jeb sheep was our double digits mob. The next step for the sheep was to get every single color of dye so we could color them properly. So I first went around collecting the basic flowers. I then crafted the dyes that I could and had to go farther for the remaining ones, such as the squid. I returned back with 13 different dye combinations and just needed the cactus and cocoa beans as the remaining ones. And then it was just a matter of dyeing the sheep the correct colors. With our mob count at 21, I then set off for a jungle so I could get cocoa beans and get the brown sheep. And at that point, Skavio traveled through the nether so he could find a desert so we could get cacti and get the green and lime sheep.
Bro, why is there a cacti that's literally 12 blocks in length?
Is it really?
No.
Oh.
Gotcha. POV, you've just watched that Wunba short?
After that, Skavio found a pillager outpost that had allays inside of it, and he figured this would be a good opportunity to try to bring them back. Now, up until this point, we've done a whole bunch of easy mobs, so we decided we wanted to try something a little more challenging. Okay, so for the raid, and these are going to be the first mobs that are chasing us. I began by clearing out the roof where we were going to trap the Ravager. And then I put trapdoors in, so when it was chasing us, it would just fall right in. At that point, Skavio got the allays to go through the nether portal, and then he was able to get them on a lead again and bring them back. By using the slime we got from earlier, I began setting up what was going to be a rail duper, and this was going to be very helpful in transporting the raid mobs. And at that point, Skavio was back with the allay, and we were trying to figure out how to get it into the cage. Okay, unhook him and jump out. Right. No, he went up.
Wait, is that not? Bro, I had my schematic on. Oh my gosh, I thought that was closed. Yeah, follow me, mate. Yeah, come on, nice one.
Okay. You gotta get out. You gotta get out. Got him.
Yes! That's a mob up.
And because we were being constantly bombarded by phantoms, we figured we might as well try to get that one out of the way as well. Okay, here he comes. Oh, wait.
That was so close.
No. Okay.
Yay!
I got the phantom into the boat and then started bringing him over towards the cage. How are we gonna get him up? Oh, a piston will work.
I'm gonna drop that to you. Piston lever.
We placed the piston under the phantom boat and then were able to push him up and scoot him into the cage. Once the panes were in place, we just had to break the boat by sneaking underneath and using the axe. After all that craziness, Skavio then got the final dyes and colored the sheep.
That's the green one done. That's the cyan done. And that's 28.
Nice. 28. We hit 11, 11, 11 on the clock, which I thought was pretty cool. And then it was time to prepare for the raid. The first step was to set up a rail that went all the way to the village. All right, I got the rail here. So, oh, it's a thunderstorm. It's a thunderstorm for sure. This was the moment that we had prepared for, and now it was time to see if it paid off. Where's the trident? Trident's right here.
Yep.
Okay, I got a charged creeper though. So I'm gonna let you deal with the charged creeper.
Okay, he won't die, right?
He will despawn, so just get him in a boat as quickly as possible. Skavio then got the creeper into the boat, and I quickly traveled towards the mushroom island so I could get the brown mushroom. Our preparation had paid off, and now Skavio was bringing the brown mushroom back while I got the red. After a couple minutes of traveling over the nether, we brought them through the portal and then put them into their cages, bringing the grand total to 30. We also prepared the cage for the charged creeper, broke the boat, and then brought him over. Okay, here he comes.
Yeah, imagine he just like walks over. Bro.
Is he in?
Yes, sir.
He's in.
Yes, sir.
Once we got the charged creeper in, we cleaned up the space and took a nice look at it. Dude, look at how much progress we're making now. We're already 31 mobs in. That entire thunderstorm gave us a great jolt of energy, because you have to remember, we've been playing Minecraft for the last 11 and a half hours straight. Now it was finally time for the raid, and we began by first trying to trap a pillager from the outpost. I handed the pillager off to Skavio when he did this. I just thought that noise was so funny it had to make it into the video. And when he was working on that, I began with getting the bad omen for our raid. All right, I got it. I'm out. Level 5. And for the raid, Skavio and I each wanted to have bows so we could kill them easier. So I set up an enchantment table. That way we could get some good enchantments. However, I didn't have enough levels, so I went to go trade with the villagers, and I forgot that I had the bad omen. Oh no, I started the raid.
Did we just abandon everything we're doing?
Yeah, let's just start the raid. We'll see if we can do it. After sleeping through the night, we began fighting the raid, but it wasn't off to a great start.
Bro, I got freaking stuck.
I avenged Skavio by bringing the Vindicator over to a boat where we then captured it. And now that we had warmed up, it was time for war. And we flew through the waves until we got to the first one with a Ravager. He's gonna be deadly. If you attract him onto you, I can work on the other ones. So as Skavio brought the Ravager back to base, I cleared up the remaining raiders and was able to put a name tag on him before Skavio brought him all the way back to base.
No. Yeah.
Is he gonna go in? Yes, okay. You gotta get. Oh,
I think is my loot?
your body shot out of there, dude. Skavio got his items back, and then we marked off the Ravager.
That was way easier than I thought, this one.
And before we finished the raid, we figured we were gonna get the Pillager and Vindicator into their cages. Did you come in?
Yes, got him.
Yes. With those mobs in, we continued the next waves of the raid until we got to the witches. Getting the witch back to base was the easy part, but getting it into the cage, that was tricky.
No, she's hit the Vindicator, bro.
Oh, no. Okay, it's only poison. She can't kill him. You can back up further. Yes. Oh, wait. You might have to go further. Yes, she's in. We were now up to 35 mobs with only 2 raid ones remaining. Oh, okay. We got some Vexes. I got one killed. All right, mark it up to 36. As a quick reminder, the Vex is an unobtainable mob as it dies over time. With the Vex checked off, we only had the Evoker, and the first step was getting him into a boat. From there, we needed to get the rails to connect all the way over to him. This was tricky because the Vexes kept spawning, so I had to sneak up behind him to place the rails. But at a certain point, I just gave up and got in the boat to scoot him forward. And then by placing a minecart down, I pushed it forward, which this is supposed to activate a glitch, where when the minecart picks up the boat, it just scoots forward indefinitely. However, it went the wrong way. No! So the new plan was to extend the rail behind the house. Okay, one of them has flame. One of them literally has fire aspect on this. This whole Evoker was proving so challenging, and that's why it felt so good to finally get it going. He's going.
Yo, let's go!
I name tagged the Evoker, and then when he got back to base, he dropped in perfectly. While trying to break the boat, some more Vexes spawned, and then Skavio got one of the weirdest death messages I've ever seen. Skavio was killed by Wunba using magic. Try saying that 5 times fast. After that, I did actually get the Evoker out while nearly dying in the process, but 12 hours into the challenge, we had completed all of the raid mobs. Oh, that one was so stressful. I'm so glad that's out of the way. After that, I took a dinner break to go get some pizza, while Skavio was still working back at the base. We also figured that getting the mobs into the cages would be a whole lot faster if we just preset the dirt lines, so that's what Skavio was doing while I was eating. After that, he left for the Nether to go find the stray, and then set up a portal before entering into a snowy tundra. And while Skavio was busy with that, I figured I would try to trap the skeleton. The way skeletons move is really trippy, so I had to block off the side areas before finally getting him onto the path. Oh my gosh, I want to kill this skeleton so badly. I want this skeleton to feel pain. Real pain. The pain that I feel. Despite the questionable things I was saying, I did manage to get the skeleton into the cage. And then after name tagging the skeleton, Skavio managed to get the stray into the cage.
There we go, perfect. Make that 39.
39? All right. And almost perfectly after that, a zombie villager came up, so we figured we'd try to get him in as well. And as Skavio lured the zombie villager over, I prepared the cage. And then he got the zombie villager in as I was bringing a creeper over. Okay. I have the creeper coming. Do you mind opening the creeper cage? He then got the cage ready and we got the creeper in, bringing our total to 41. Right now, we are making amazing progress, but that's because these are the easy ones. The entire time we were working, the thought of the blue axolotl being completely up to chance was certainly demotivating. But hey, at least that's for future us to worry about. After that, during the day, Skavio worked on getting a zombie by giving it a leather hat. And then after bringing it in, we ticked the total up to 42. And after that, he went to go get a villager by using the same method as before of placing the lecterns. After getting the villager into a boat and bringing it across the river, he brought it over the final stretch of land. But it was getting close to night, so we decided to put the villager on hold and farm creepers for gunpowder. Oh! Hallelujah! Wow! I need to go read my Bible. And during the night, Skavio also managed to find another trident. It was hour 13 that I figured I was going to try to capture a spider. And after bringing one back to base, I quickly realized that this was going to be trickier than the others. Skavio, I might have to die to the spider if you want to block off once it jumps in on top of me.
Okay.
So I punched the spider, brought it over to the cage before we had something pretty strange happen. Here he is.
Over there.
All right. He's on top. He's on top. Come on in. What is wrong with this spider? That's so funny. It took a solid 2 minutes before that spider jumped in and I was able to break out of there. Oh, he can't get out through the corner. After that, we realized our food situation was becoming an issue. So I crafted a new sword and the goal was to get fire aspect on it so I could go and kill animals for more food. And you know it's a good enchantment when the only thing you say is, ooh. After getting actually the perfect level 1 enchantment, I combined my 2 swords to make an absolutely ludicrous one. And I just had to test it out against the last couple waves of the raid. My sword has 7 enchantments on it right now. Now, all flexing aside, I had the best possible sword. Nobody has a sword better than this one. And I also managed to kill an evoker and get myself a totem. Now, with most of the basic mobs out of the way, we figured this would be a good time to start working on the variant mobs, beginning with all 7 horses. So as Skavio began with the first horse, I figured it would be a good time to use the best sword in all of the galactic universe on killing some animals to get some extra food. Okay, I promise I'll stop flexing the sword. And when I was doing that, Skavio was busy crafting fences, that way he could attach the horses to them, and then he very quickly found the white one before bringing it back, and then setting out in search of a donkey and also bringing that one back. And if you didn't know, when you breed a horse and a donkey, you get a mule, and for that you need golden apples.
Bro, they're going crazy for this golden apple. Who wants it?
And with the mule there, it was time for the remaining horses.
You are a chestnut. Oh, which one is this? Are you a creamy... That's a llama. How the frick did I mix up a llama with a creamy horse?
After Skavio's little dilemma, I came over and showed him just how much food I had gotten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Bro, that's crazy. That's so much.
And with our food situation settled, it was time to do one that I had been dreading. The bat. The bat is a terrible mob to move. You can't put leads on it, you can't put it in boats, you can't put it in minecarts, you can't push it with water, and it can sometimes glitch through blocks, which will just make it die. So yeah, I'm sure you can see why I was dreading it. But fortunately, I wasn't starting from scratch, because about 2 years ago, I captured one in my hardcore world. And the first thing I learned to capturing one is to build a tunnel. So I got some blocks for that, and then I went into the lower caves to try to find the bat we were going to capture. It took a little while, but eventually I did find one, and now the question was, how was I going to trap it? Oh, okay, wait, there's a bat hanging from that. I was gonna try to block it in, but then it unfortunately flew away. After searching for a little while longer, I saw a hitbox through a wall, and I could not believe that it was a bat. Okay, oh my gosh, block it in, block it in, block it in. Don't go. Okay, wait, I need to name tag it. I got a bat name tag.
Do you actually?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got a bat name tagged inside of here. That's actually the hardest part down. And now the next part was to create a tunnel that went from that spot all the way back to the cage. I then laid some dirt flooring and walling down, and then if you remember, the bat can glitch through the roof, which is why I had to use glass, so that way if it happened, it would not suffocate. And if you're wondering where Skavio was during all of this, he was busy bringing horses back, and then he left for the stronghold and went to the end. That way he could get some chorus fruit, which is going to be important in just a moment. Now I had the tube for the bat completed, and the next step was to wait for it to fly through it and block up behind it whenever it did. I was going to be doing this for the next long while because bats have no AI, and it was then that Skavio found one of the old allays.
I love this one LA that's just like chilling right now. I'm gonna call you, I don't know, Jeremiah, yeah.
Or should we call him Jerome?
Jerome.
And I was making great progress with the bat until I wasn't. This bat will not go up at all. I've been on Y39 for 5 minutes now. Oh, he went up. He went up. He's a giga. I don't know what a giga is, but this bat certainly was one because he was now racing through this tunnel. And on hour 14, I got the bat into the cage, and now I just had to get myself out. Okay, bat is in. Wait, let me eat to get out. I'm out. The bat is in.
Let's go, man.
After that, I removed the tunnel and then figured I would go for the next group of tricky mobs, all 11 cat variants. And as I began collecting fish so I could tame the cats, Skavio was having trouble getting the last horse.
Yes, I'm doing horses right now. I'm trying to look for the black horse and I can't find a black horse, man.
It was very slow getting the fish. So Skavio dropped his depth strider boots that he got while end busting, and then I went to the anvil and combined them to make some absolutely insane boots. And this made getting the fish a much better experience. After I had gotten about a stack and a half of fish, we both left for the end dimension to mine down an obsidian pillar because we are going to need to make a bunch of nether portals for all these cats. Nearly 14 and a half hours into this challenge, just getting to sit back and relax while mining this obsidian was very nice. Once I had gathered enough obsidian, I went back to the first village and then began my search for cats. The first one I found was the jelly variation, and this one was close enough that I could just walk it back to the base. Skavio then told me that there was a witch hut in the nearby swamp, so I flew over there to see if I could find the next cat. And quickly enough, I did. Wait, there's a cat here. It's the... What the heck is this cat? Dude, I've never seen a cat like this. It's like a really bright silver. I've never seen one like that.
I'm gonna put it where the
you know what
strings
it is.
What is
Dude,
it?
I'm so bad. I have a Russian blue cat's texture pack on
Oh my god.
because I wanted one that looked like my cat, Caiaphas. I then brought the cat all the way back to base and sat it down. At the next village, I found the Siamese cat, which I quickly tamed and then brought back to the base. And those were all the cats from the nearby villages. So anything from here on out, I would have to first set up a nether portal and then mark the coordinates of it. So as I set out for the next few villages, I found something that Skavio was looking for. Oh, I think I see a black horse right here, Skavio.
Really? Where you at?
All right, cords are 2100, 500. I set up a portal by the horse, and then Skavio nether traveled over to the coordinates. I found the tabby, the ragdoll, and then Skavio brought the black horse back. I just continued getting all the cat combinations until this happened. Oh, I got surge. How the heck did I get surge protector? No, legitimately, how did I get surge protector? After that weird incident, we were at the 15-hour mark when Skavio name tagged the horses and was ready to move them into their cages. When searching for the final 2 cats, Woodland Mansion, yo, dude, I found a woodland mansion. And even though we didn't need it for anything, that was still a cool find. It was day 57 that I got the 10th cat, but I ran out of fireworks. So Skavio rushed to come save me. Thank you, mister, thank you.
So, yeah, I don't have a lot, but like, it says my name. Later.
Yeah, right, yeah, yeah, right. Came with 16. Oh, you're funny. And after rescuing me, Skavio then put the horses into the cages.
Wunba, this is the white horse.
We then also killed creepers through the night for more fireworks. And finally, I found the last cat. Yes! Complete catalog.
Let's go, man.
And now with all the cats tamed, I had to begin with bringing them back through the nether using the portals. And at the same time, Skavio got the brown, black, and gray horses into their cages, and then using the portal coordinates I marked earlier, I was able to quickly go through the nether and pick up all the other cats I had tamed earlier. I then arrived home with all the cats, and it was time to push them through the portal. It had taken me over an hour to get all the cats, but now came the fun part where we got to put them in. I got the red cat, the Persian, the jelly, the calico. Skavio got the Enderman. I got the British shorthair, the black cat, the Persian, the tuxedo, the white, and finally the tabby. And we were up to 66 mobs, but this was where I was beginning to feel the effects of staying awake for so long. Can't wait to sleep. It's 11:30 already. The only way we get to sleep is by finishing. Taking breaks would only mean we'd be awake longer. So that's why Skavio right away rushed into getting the zombie pigmen, while I traveled to a desert that I had previously found to get the camel. He got the zombie pigmen in, I built a nether portal, and then he built another one that linked to the nether ceiling. That way I could very easily bring the camel back. And we took this moment to just have some fun riding back together. After we got the camel through the home portal, I put him in the cage, and then we marked our total up to 68. And at this point, we wanted to do something a little different, so we figured we were going to check off all of the jungle mobs. I was going to take the ocelot and pandas, while Skavio was going to get all 5 parrot combinations. It didn't take long to find the first ocelot, and then by putting it on a lead, I was quickly able to trap it in a pit. I then once again set up a portal and waited for Skavio. And I'm sure you can now see why we needed so much obsidian.
Hello, Wunba. How you doing?
After that hearty hello from Skavio, I pulled the ocelot through the portal. And then when he began his search for parrots, I took the ocelot back over the ceiling. I got the last cat in, and then traded with villagers before it got heated. But can you actually blame me? It was 17 hours in. I was tired. Anyways, after that, I got some bamboo for the pandas. Skavio found the cyan parrot, and then he brought it back to the others before I finally found my first panda. Whoa, this one's fast, bro. It's got like the worried face, whatever that is. In short, that's actually really good because when we're breeding for the brown panda, having a worried one gives us higher odds of getting it. So I trapped the panda in a pit and then left to go find another one so we can breed them. By this point, Skavio found the green parrot, and I found my second panda. After setting up another portal so Skavio could link it, I then brought the panda to the nether. I then trapped the panda in a boat and left to go get the other one, and now it was time to bring both pandas back over the nether ceiling. And what's insane is that it's literally faster to bring them in boats than it is for them to walk. I don't think there are many people who can say that they've boated pandas across the nether ceiling at 2 in the morning, but I can. Once we got the pandas back to the portal, we placed a piston down and then used it to push them up so we could bring them through. One of the pandas ran into a small crater, which was almost perfect for keeping them contained. We just had to place a couple of blocks and then we had a great spot to breed them at. I pushed the other panda into the enclosure and then tried to breed them. However, it didn't work because you have to have bamboo near them. And this was unfortunate because about 2 seconds later, the panda was an absolute dingleberry. It walked onto the campfire and died.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Hey, you know, not many people can say they've boated pandas across the nether ceiling at 2:30 a.m. Eventually, I got the new panda back, planted bamboo, and then was able to breed them. Yo, we have a flippin' baby. We have a flippin' baby. He's a flippin' baby. And while I was doing all of that, Skavio was busy bringing the parrots back to the base. I next figured I would try to capture the cave spider, so I went to the cave that was near our home and found a massive hanging mine shaft. And from there, I started mining a tunnel that was gonna lead to the surface. I prepared the cage for the cave spider and then went back down to the mine shaft to actually spawn one. Once one did spawn, I got it to follow me down the tunnel and then across the surface all the way over to its cage where I blocked it in and then marked it up to 70. And meanwhile, Skavio was in the nether, leading all 5 parrot colors back to base. The next mob I wanted to get was the squid. However, just as I was starting the pathway for it, a thunderstorm spawned, and it was our top priority to try to get the skeleton horse. We were 18 hours into the challenge, or 50%, and I was searching through the plains biome to see if I could find any skeleton horses that might have spawned. And at this point, Skavio got the first parrot in and then decided to also join me. Oh, it's day, bro. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get a skeleton horse during the thunderstorm, so I went back to preparing the tunnel for the squid, and then I made sure to breed the pandas. I filled in the squid tunnel with water, and I was going to get the squid when this happened. Room or something. Oh, skeleton trap! Oh my gosh! It was underwater! It was underwater right by our base. I'm not. I'm literally not. There are 4 of them right here. Yeah!
Dude, let's go!
It was an absolute miracle that I stumbled upon that skeleton horse. And after I killed all the other skeletons, I was so happy that all I could say was, "That's so bougie. I can't believe we got that one." Skavio got the blue parrot in the cage, and I put a lead on a squid, which honestly makes no sense. But by doing that, I was able to bring him over to the tube before Skavio got the next parrot in, as well as I got the squid. All right, that's another one. 76.
That's another one. 77, sir.
Once I got the squid in, I made sure to remove the dirt path, and then Skavio bred the pandas, still without any luck. Next, I went into the lower caves in search of a glow squid. It took a little while, but eventually I found a massive underground lake that had some inside of it. And the next step was to mine a tunnel from all the way down there to the surface. Once I did that, I put a lead on the glow squid and brought it as close to our cages as I could. Skavio and I began on filling in the walls for the glow squid tunnel. This required once again placing dirt in water, and once it was completed, I took the lead and pulled the squid through the tunnel. All right, go ahead and take it up to 78. With more than half of the mobs collected, we were making good progress, but now it was time to do some of the harder ones. Skavio was going to get the dolphin, and I was going to get all 2,700 combinations of tropical fish. I'm just kidding. We're only getting the 22 base variants. Otherwise, we would be here for thousands of hours. But to get all these tropical fish, we were gonna need a lot of buckets. So I started by going into the caves and mining iron. And while I was cooking it up, Skavio found a dolphin and began bringing it back while I took a break to breed the pandas. Once the iron was cooked, I crafted 27 buckets and then left for the coral reef so I could start getting the tropical fish. Once Skavio got the dolphin back to the base, he put a wall around it before he started working on the tube to bring it in. And after putting water in there, everything was going to plan. The dolphin was one of the easiest mobs until...
Why is he not here? No. Oh, he's here. Wait, I see him.
Okay. Whew, at least he didn't die or something.
He just died.
With Skavio questioning his life decisions, he made the walls taller and then went to go find another dolphin. By this point, we were 19 hours into the challenge and it was time for me to begin collecting the tropical fish. The basic strategy would be to pick up a fish and then check if it was one of the 22 that I needed. So I repeated this process until I was missing just one fish, but unfortunately I ran out of fireworks, so I had to head back. And at that point, Skavio had gotten a new dolphin and managed to get it inside of the tube.
That's it. Dolphin is in.
And with Skavio getting the dolphin, it must have been a good luck charm because moments after, we got the brown panda. Oh, we got a brown panda. We got a brown panda. Yo.
Really?
Yo. Yes. Unfortunately, though, I had to get it out of the cage, and there was only one way I could think of to do that. What a stark contrast of panda noises. After I got the sneezing panda out of there, Skavio helped me push it into the cage. After that, we brought the normal panda over to the cage, bringing our total to 81. And I figured the next best thing to do would be to finish up all the fish types. So I first got the cod, and after that I went back to the coral reef where I found the last tropical fish I was missing. Ornate butterfly fish. Oh my gosh, I'm so lucky, dude. I got that so fast. We're done with all the tropical fish. While I did that, Skavio was getting the llama in a very unconventional way, but it seemed to work. And it was 19 hours, 43 minutes in that I hit a very special milestone. This was officially the longest I had ever played Minecraft, with the previous record being the video that I recorded with Mogswamp a couple months back. After hitting the milestone, I took all the fish buckets and renamed them in the anvil, because this is basically the same as putting a name tag on them. But before I could put the tropical fish in, I needed to get some more glowstone to light up the aquarium. After I placed the blocks, it was time to put all of the fish in, and this was going to be the single largest jump of mobs we had gotten yet. Skavio, go ahead and bump it up to 104.
Really?
Yeah.
104 right now.
Okay, turns out I got the math wrong. It was actually 107. Dude, my math is terrible right now. Oh, yes, bro. We're getting close. That was just the boost of morale we needed, and we wanted to keep the momentum up, so Skavio went mining so he could get the iron golem, and then I used the ender pearls from earlier to try to spawn an endermite. However, the 13 pearls I had were not enough, so I went to the end and then made a hidey hole so I could kill endermen. I then went through like 50 more ender pearls trying to get this endermite, and still that was not enough. Hey, Skavio was having better luck than me. He spawned the iron golem, and after that, he went towards the snowy tundra. That way he could get snowballs and spawn the snowy golem in the... Oh my, I almost just threw up looking at that. Eventually, I managed to get enough ender pearls to finally spawn the endermite. And once we had all of those, our grand total was 111. Next, I began work on the shulker. I gathered a whole bunch of items I was going to need, and this one's tricky in particular because of just how many steps there are to capturing it. And the first one was to set up a rail that went from the obsidian platform all the way to the return portal. From there, I broke down beneath the portal, placed a dirt block and mushroom, then grew it, and by doing this, we actually broke part of the end portal, which is very important. The last thing I did was power all the rails, completing the preparation phase, and then I went through the gateway that had previously caused Skavio so much trouble. Dude, you had to go so far.
Yep.
I found an end city directly next to a gateway, and then I set up a dirt path leading from it. Now the next step was to find a shulker that I could bring over. After I got one into a boat, I dropped down onto the dirt path and began boating over before this happened. No, that is... I want to scream. I want to scream. Oh, shulkers are fun, aren't they? Be positive, Wunba. Stay positive. I am not gonna lie, 20 and a half hours into this, it was very hard for me to stay positive. But what was a good thing was that I got the shulker to the portal, pushed it in using a water source, broke the boat, and we had a shulker in the overworld. I then put rails to the shulker cage and used a furnace minecart to push him in. Come on, please. please, please. What? No, no. Come on. Yes! Oh, yes, he's in. I got the shulker in. Okay, so guys, this next part of the video is going to be out of order because story-wise, I think it's going to be so much more funny if you only see Skavio's point of view. This man was on a mission. He wanted to get the magma cube, and the first step was to head to the nether. Skavio quickly got the magma cube into a boat, but little did he know, this was far from the last time he would have to do this. After that, he made a massive railway that went all the way to our portal, and then he pushed a minecart into the boat, which got the magma cube on the way, and everything was going perfectly. He even got it into the overworld when
it didn't come through. It didn't come through.
He forgot to name tag it. Skavio then waited 8 minutes to get one more magma cube to spawn. He got it in a boat and then accidentally suffocated it.
Bro, how did he die?
Attempt 3 and the magma cube was off. This was it. He got it through the portal.
Right, please.
And after capturing it in a boat, it seemed like nothing could go wrong. He set up a rail directly to the cage, pushed it, and it was on its way.
Right, that should be him. Pretty please. Just fit in there, please, and just fall right in. Oh, no. Wait, what have I done here?
So the magma cube suffocated, but why was there a cat in there? I'm genuinely curious why there's a cat in there. Just as Skavio was ready for attempt 4.
Are you kidding me? I forgot to name tag the name tags. Okay, seems fine. No, he's going back. Please don't be any obstructions this time. I'm just waiting for there to be like a crazy gust.
Oh, there was something far better than that.
No!
Fortunately, Skavio was able to save his stuff, and he actually got the magma cube into the overworld, and this was it. This was the moment.
Are you kidding me? What? No, this is the most hilarious thing ever. Oh my god, this is so hilarious.
It just seemed like there was always something that went wrong, but eventually he got the magma cube in.
Ching ching, let's go.
And if you're wondering where I was this entire time, I decided I was gonna get all 7 rabbit variations. So I first set off to the taiga, where I quickly found the brown rabbit. And after using the lead to bring him all the way home, I made a makeshift hole and put him inside of it. I then also found the white and black rabbits at the taiga and put them on leads on a pole. At the 21-hour mark, I did the same thing with the desert rabbit. And then I kid you not, I explored the world for another 30 minutes before I finally found the last rabbit I needed. Oh, I found a black rabbit. Okay. And the funny thing is, it's not even that crazy of a reaction because at this point, we've almost been awake for an entire day straight. I basically did the same thing as the cats where I brought them into the nether and then all the way back to our portal. While I was doing this, Skavio went to the snowy tundra in search of the Arctic fox. Keep in mind, I had been searching for this black rabbit for over half an hour, which is why I nearly broke down and cried when this happened. Okay, I found another one. It better not die. It better not die. Yes! Oh, yes. With the rabbits in the pit, I put a roof over them. That way, when Skavio brought his Arctic fox into the overworld, it wouldn't try to kill them. And when he was doing that, I went for the snowy rabbits that I had left before. Basically, just brought them into the nether and then waited by the home portal because I didn't want to go through yet until Skavio got the Arctic fox into its cage.
Bro, this chicken is distracting him, man. He's going nuts over this chicken. Yes! Yes, he's in.
And just as we were approaching 22 hours, we ticked it up to 114. At that point, I realized I could put the rabbits on a fence, so I then left to retrieve the desert rabbit as well. And by the way, because it was super repetitive, I'm not showing a lot of the trading for name tags that we were doing, but rest assured it was happening. So once I got the rabbits back, I prepared the cages and then had to figure out a way to separate them so I could take them one at a time. Okay, buddy, it's time to go. Okay. Come on, get up. What are you doing? How did he get stuck? The rabbit was being weird, but eventually Skavio blocked him in and we were able to mark it off. And then repeating the process with the other rabbits was rather simple until we got to my personal favorite one, the toast rabbit. If you didn't know, if you name tag a rabbit toast, it turns it into this special type.
Dude, this is starting to look so nice now. Like, this is like full now.
Imagine when we get the Ender Dragon and those 2 final mobs. Well, we're not quite there yet, but we did finish all of the rabbits. Oh, dude, all the rabbits are in. Let's go. And what was surprising about this challenge is that you'd expect us to be more tired. But I guess the adrenaline of collecting the mobs took all of that away. Right now, I don't feel tired at all.
Really?
Yes, not at all.
That's good. I'm fine as well.
With the adrenaline pumping at 22 hours, 22 minutes, and 22 seconds, I set off to get all 4 colors of the axolotls. We are going to get the 5th blue one later in the video though. Okay, so a tip that I've found when breeding axolotls is when we're breeding them, we want to stick to all of one color. And that's just going to make the blue one stand out a little bit better. While I was doing this, Skavio was busy searching the taiga to try to find the normal fox as well.
Ching ching, let's go. Oh, bro's asleep. Well, not anymore.
He brought the fox back to base before this nice little scare.
No. Oh my god, he nearly fell into the cave.
And meanwhile, I was having fun in the lush cave before I found the cyan axolotl. And then Skavio got the fox into the cage.
Mike that 122.
Next, he was gonna get the polar bear and the brown bear.
Where's the normal bear? What am I talking about? Like, I was actually looking for another type of bear for some reason.
Unfortunately, those don't exist yet, but maybe someday they'll be added. Skavio once again went to the snowy tundra, this time to find a polar bear. He got it through the portal, back to base, and then very quickly into the cage. And after that, he figured this would be a good time to go for the strider. So by first crafting some fishing rods, he was then able to make a warped fungus on a stick, and then begin looking for a strider. Meanwhile, I just needed the brown and yellow axolotls before I found this absolutely insane lush cave. Oh my gosh, this is a utopia. And I found both axolotl colors before Skavio told me something unfortunate. Paraphrasing what he said, he found a strider and rode it into an area that was too short where he began to suffocate. Nothing was working, so he logged out at 1.5 hearts and waited for me to get back. Wait, did you have your F3 open when you were recording?
I did.
Okay, yeah. Then do you want to look back over your recording? And sure enough, just before he logged out, he had his coordinates open and I made my way over towards them. At this point, we really could not afford for him to lose his gear, so I went all out with creating a platform down at the lava to ensure he would not die. Oh, well, he survived, and after that, I put all the axolotls that I had collected into their cages. It was hour 23 when Skavio began the tunnel for the strider, and I set off for the sniffer. I began dusting a bunch of suspicious sand looking for the sniffer egg. Skavio got the strider in, and then after a few more minutes, I found the sniffer egg, came back, and placed it so it would begin to hatch. Then I found a wolf, tamed it, brought it back, after which I found a bee, got it on a lead, and brought that one back, bringing our total to 130. We were 23 hours in with 23 mobs remaining, but unfortunately, things were about to slow down a lot because all the mobs remaining were going to be much more difficult, starting with the silverfish. So I left for the stronghold, and I am probably the first person to ever actually want a silverfish to spawn right now. You know what I find funny is when you don't want silverfish to spawn, they do, and when you do want them, they don't.
Yep. I think that generally pretty much summarizes our entire, challenge today, yeah.
I kid you not, there was not a single silverfish there at that stronghold. So I had to come back and find a new one. But of course we were out of eyes of ender, so I had to first farm ender pearls, then go all the way back to the nether fortress, farm blaze rods, then craft the pearls, then fly out, and finally I found a new stronghold. All so I could get just one silverfish. Oh, but my trouble wasn't over yet. Okay, I gotta go all the way back. I was having a delightful time while Skavio got a turtle into a boat, brought that back, and then got it into the cage. Going back wasn't all bad because the sniffer had hatched and it allowed me to put it into the cage. I went back to the stronghold and this time I was not gonna let anything go wrong. One soon spawned and before I knew it, I had gotten it into the end. Yes, oh yes. And once the silverfish were through the portal, getting them into the overworld and then into their cages was easy enough. And now we were officially one real life day into this challenge with 20 mobs remaining. It was 7 a.m. on Friday morning and I had a new jolt of energy. So I figured I was gonna get all 3 frog types as well as the last unobtainable mob, the tadpole. I began by leading the orange frog back to base before I went to sleep to skip the night. And when Skavio tried to join back, he got this message.
Failed to log in. Invalid session. I've reached my daily limit.
Uh-oh, Skavio, you played too much Minecraft today.
Looks like it.
I mean, technically, we've only played 9 minutes because it's a new day. After that goofy message, I got the frog in, bringing our number up to 134. And meanwhile, Skavio was in the nether setting up a railway that was going to go all the way to the fortress. That way he could work on getting the blaze and wither skeleton. I was in the swamp waiting for tadpoles to hatch, so I figured I'd spend the night farming slimes. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I think the swamp is the most deadly biome. I mean, look at how crazy this is. Meanwhile, Skavio had found a blaze.
So you're saying I could just put him in a boat, right?
Skavio then got him in a boat and moved him over towards the railway, where he then placed a minecart and used the glitch to push him all the way back.
Right, he's gone. He's off. He's off.
And after the blaze had made it through the portal and Skavio set up the cage, my tadpoles had finally hatched, and I killed one, counting for the last unobtainable mob. After that, I picked up the rest of them in buckets. And simultaneously, Skavio got the blaze moving and into the cage.
He's in! I've got the blaze!
You got it? We're at 136?
Yes, sir.
After our little celebration, I next took the tadpoles to the snowy tundra and set up a little enclosure to try to get the green frog. Wow, this guy grew up instantly because I fed him. I brought the frog back through the nether and was easily able to get it into the cage. Next, I went to the desert and did the same exact thing for the white frog. With the frogs checked out of the way, Skavio was busy trying to get a wither skeleton while I converted a zombie into a drowned to get that one out of the way. For whatever reason, the drowned did not want to get onto the land, so I had to first get him into a boat, remove all the water, and then it worked and I got the drowned in while Skavio got the wither skeleton in. With a baker's dozen worth of mobs left, I set out to get the husk, which really wasn't too bad, while Skavio went to get the slime. With the home stretch in sight, I set off to the Crimson Forest to set up a cobblestone platform. That way when I flew up, I got a whole bunch of hoglins to spawn. And the reason we need these is because the next mob I'm going for is the zoglin. So I killed the extra hoglins and then brought one all the way back over the ceiling to our original portal. Okay, there we go. Oh, there he is. And after the zoglin converted, he then aggroed on me again, and I was able to bring him into the cage. Oh, he's in. Bring it up to 142. 25 hours in, and I think our server was starting to lag because Skavio almost died to the slime in a boat.
No, I'm actually dead. No, I'm not. Oh my god. Dude. 1 heart.
And while the slime was hopping back, I figured I was gonna get a guardian, so I took a boat over to the temple. And clearly 1 boat was not gonna be enough. So I went back to base and crafted a legion of boats, which I then dispersed across the entire ocean monument. At this point, Skavio got Belicious the slime, and I still don't know why we called it that. And then I swam around the ocean monument for a little while until we got a guardian into a boat. And at the same time, Skavio left to find the mob that is the greatest of all time, the goat. I managed to get the guardian into the cage, and then we officially had less than 10 mobs left. And from there, when Skavio was bringing the goat back, I figured that I would take this time to just clean up all the messy stuff around our base. And with the goat mob in, we are now down to just a handful remaining. And these are without a doubt going to be the hardest ones. We have the Ghast, the Warden, the Wither, the Elder Guardian, Blue Axolotl, Ender Dragon, and then our 2 final mystery mobs. So with my eyes set on getting the Ghast, I went to the nether and began setting up a platform that we were going to try to spawn one on. Then in the overworld, we built another nether portal that was going to link to the Ghast cage. And after that, we began setting up a railway that we were going to use to transport the gas. And then as Skavio was setting up the glass roof, I pillared all the way up to where our AFK platform was going to be. And with the platform completed, all we had to do now was wait for a ghast to spawn. And waiting, yes we did. We went a full 20 minutes without getting a single ghast. So we thought something might have been wrong, and we tried removing the rails to see if that would change anything. Oh, a ghast is there. Ghast just spawned down below. What do we do? Oh, he just escaped. Okay. Long story short, we set up a bunch of portals, but they were not linking properly, and we were honestly getting really demotivated until Skavio had a genius idea.
What I was thinking is if we just get him to spawn and we try to pull him into that portal that we know links directly into the cage.
Oh. Wait, yeah, let's actually give that a shot. With this idea, we got a boost of motivation and right away began with building a tunnel that would connect the portals. And almost instantly after we finished the tunnel, a ghast spawned, and now it was showtime. Okay. Yeah, okay, he's coming. I got him on the fishing rod. And we figured out a big brain strategy. If Skavio had the ghast distracted on him, I could use the fishing rod to pull it closer without getting attacked. And by doing this, I was able to name tag him and then pull him through the portal. There it is.
Oh my god, please. Do I go through that portal as well?
I just went through. It's in the cage. And then all we had to do was break the portal and place the glass. Skavio, we got it! 146.
Let's go!
Yes!
Let's go!
Oh, dude, my heart rate right now is racing. And even though we had been awake for over 26 hours, I wouldn't really say that we were tired because now it was time for the Warden. Our plan was simple and effective. We would first go to an ancient city and spawn a warden. Then we would lead it down a tunnel and directly into the cage, where we would have trapdoors clicking so it would never despawn. With our plan in place, we began flying over to the nearest ancient city, where we then dug down, and there it was, the deep dark. Okay, should we just start creating a 2-tall tunnel all the way back to our base?
Yep.
So that's what we did. Skavio started from one end, and then I went all the way back to the base and began from the other. And in total, we had to go about 2,100 blocks, so we were going to be doing this for a long while. But when you've been playing Minecraft for 27 hours, doing something mindless like this was actually a very nice break. It took us a total of 30 minutes before Skavio and I met each other in the tunnel.
What's
Skavio.
up? Welcome.
What's up? We weren't quite finished yet because now we had to go back and make it an additional block taller so the warden could fit. After that, I placed water at the top of the warden chamber and then soul sand at the bottom with kelp going all the way up. That way we would have a bubble column. We had played Minecraft for 99 days straight, and now it was time for Skavio to get the warden. Unfortunately, this is a one-person job, so when he started to capture the warden, I began with the wither cage. And the stakes of this cage are pretty high. If I mess up even a single block, the wither will escape and kill all of our mobs. So I carefully followed the blueprint, making sure I missed nothing. And then for some reason, this thing requires candles, and one place I know that has candles is the ancient city. I hate this place, so you better bet I got those candles and dipped out of there. But you know who didn't get to leave the deep dark was Skavio.
Oh my god, he's out already.
The first step was to get the warden to start chasing him.
He's right. Yes. Run.
And when Skavio was doing that, I was peacefully collecting beehives so I could get honey blocks.
Bro, I'm running as fast as I can. Bro, what? Oh my gosh.
Skavio got the warden to the end of the tunnel, and now was the moment of truth.
This has been it. Wunba, it's been nice knowing you.
Oh, you died. Oh, yes, he's in. We got him. We got him, Skavio. It had taken us almost 2 hours to get this mob, but here it was. And honestly, this base just sounded so much cooler with it. It was about noon on Friday, and I placed down the beehives and then put flowers around them so we could begin work on getting the honey blocks for the wither cage. Eventually, I had enough honey for one of the blocks, and then we got ourselves into a sticky situation.
Achievement. Oh, sticky situation. Yes.
And while we were waiting for the second block, I got the boat lined up into the wither cage, and it is very important that this is perfect or else the wither will escape. And then it just came down to waiting for the last bit of honey. Oh, there we go. All right. Got it. We had gone 29 hours without sleep, and this was one of the final bosses being spawned in. So just to confirm, I placed the wither skeleton like this, right?
Yes, like the, well, no, wait, yes, like this.
Yeah, you know, that wasn't very reassuring, but like, what's the worst that could happen? Okay, so here we go in 3, 2, 1. Got it. Run, get away. And once the wither spawned in, we slowly snuck up to it to see if it was attacking the iron golem. To our joy, everything was going to plan, and all we had to do was just fill in the blocks that it destroyed before we checked off the wither. Skavio, we got the wither.
Yes, sir. Count
148.
Let's go.
Oh, that was one of the 3 main bosses completed, and next we wanted to go for the Elder Guardian. And the first step would be to craft a bunch of doors, that way we could breathe underwater. I also made sure to get some milk buckets from a cow for the mining fatigue. And then it was time for action. All right, firework down, mine in. Okay, I'm killing the first one.
Okay.
Skavio got the second Elder Guardian, and then I made my way up to the top of the monument where the last one remained. I then walled off the area so I could make sure it stayed contained. After that, I cooked the one sponge we got from that entire place and went and drained the room that the Elder Guardian was in. At this point, I started walling off the top of the monument because this was where we were going to extract the Elder Guardian from. And meanwhile, Skavio began setting up a railway that went all the way from our base over to the ocean monument. And after that, I very slowly drained the entire top of the place with one singular sponge. All right, Skavio, I see the Elder Guardian. We finished the railway, and then it was time to move him. Except, okay, go. No, he's taking damage. No, get him out. Oh, please, go. Okay. Oh my gosh. And the Elder Guardian was on its way. We were just praying that nothing would go wrong. There it is, Skavio.
Let's freaking go.
149. We started this challenge 30 hours ago, and now we were going to get the blue axolotl. Just in case you don't know how this works, basically whenever you breed an axolotl, there is a 1 in 1,200 chance that it's blue. That's it. And axolotls breed using tropical fish buckets, so our first step was to get a whole bunch of iron so we can make a ton of buckets. I grabbed a whole bunch of building blocks and then set out towards the coral reef where I began setting up what was going to be the enclosure. You can tell I was pretty darn tired when I said this.
Dude, this gives me vivid bash. I'm getting bash blacks.
What I was trying to say was that this was giving me flashbacks to when I was breeding axolotls on my hardcore world. Once I finished the enclosure, I added the axolotls in, and then it begun. Skavio first began by taking a bunch of buckets out into the ocean and beginning to collect tropical fish. I then joined him for a little while before I left for a nearby cave to try to find extra axolotls so we could begin the breeding faster. And then it was time. Were we gonna get the blue axolotl on the first breed?
Okay, let's see. Here they go. Here. It was pink. Okay.
And honestly, this is what the next long while looked like. It was just breeding, collecting tropical fish, waiting, and repeating. And we were really beginning to lose motivation to even stay awake. So we had to do something dramatic. Okay, Skavio, I sent you a link. I want you to go ahead and play it. In 3, 2, 1.
Oh. That's the one.
I feel like it's gonna happen, Skavio. Right here. Do you think it's gonna happen here?
If it's ever going to happen, it's going to happen now, in this moment.
Okay, beat drop's coming up. Here we go.
This was our moment. The song was gonna give us good luck.
Here we go.
Good luck, my friend.
Good luck, Skavio.
Yeah, so we did what we had to stay awake. And it was around the 32-hour mark that we decided to put the blue axolotl on hold and then focus on the ender dragon. So I went back to base and grabbed sand, which is the first ingredient we're going to need for this. And after entering the end, I began to drop the sand through the home portal, where on Skavio's screen you can see it's stacking up. And this basically tells us where the ender dragon will be. After that, Skavio started mining some leaves we're gonna need, and I began pillaring up with dirt all the way to y equals 200. Now the next step is to create this pattern on screen and put endstone in those green locations. So Skavio and I bridged out using leaves and placed blocks where we were supposed to. Once that was completed, we went down below, placed the end crystals, and waited for the ender dragon to respawn.
Do you see how many endermen exploded from on top of those?
No, I did not.
Look at
no,
these.
I didn't.
It's actually so satisfying. Endermen are just exploding off of those.
With the ender dragon back, the next step is to destroy all of the end crystals except for one.
We saved that one until it's perching.
Okay, looks like she's down, and
I destroyed it. Now we don't do anything. And she's gonna stop any second.
yes. To be quite honest, I don't know how this glitch works. I'm just following the steps. But next we need to build a flying machine to push the dragon into that end gateway.
Okay, it's off. I got it going.
Go! Let's go, finally!
Once the flying machine stopped there, I built another one and pushed it even closer to the gateway. And then with a few more piston pushes, it successfully went through.
Oh, let's go!
Yes. Okay.
Let's go!
With that ender dragon through the gateway, the game naturally spawns another one, which we then kill, and this is going to respawn the end portal. And now we need to go check in on the other ender dragon that's out in the gateway. And we simply wait for this one to fly all the way back to the end island. And once that happens, this dragon is going to permanently freeze on top of the stand. Well, that is, unless you do this.
What?
Dude, we were 33 hours into this challenge, but don't worry, the ender dragon eventually settled back down. Now, the very last thing we needed to do was push the dragon into the portal using pistons. With everything completed, it was time to go through the portal and see if it was there.
Whoa.
Oh no. Dang it, dude.
There's another there.
No. What did we do wrong?
Here, Skavio, come back through the portal.
Right, I'm going back there. It's there! It's there!
Yes, it is. We
Oh,
got it, Skavio.
dude! You got me! You got me! You got me! Oh my
final
gosh!
Hey, let's bump it up to 150.
Let's go, man!
Dude,
We have the Ender Dragon, the Warden, the Wither, the Elder Guardian, every single mob in the game, all variants. We still have 3 more mobs before we finish, but I think this is a good time to mention that I'm going to be uploading this world, the schematics, my builds, the hardcore world, and so much more to my Patreon page. If that interests you, please go check out my Patreon. It really does help. We decided we were going to go back to farming the blue axolotl, and we still had another 3 hours to get it, so we set off towards the axolotl enclosure and began breeding them once more. And we gave it our all. We stayed for hours, hitting 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. I got hundreds of tropical fish. Skavio bred hundreds of axolotls. We hit 34 hours. We hit 35 hours. And our level of motivation was going down with still not getting anything. And it is an unfortunate ending, but as the clock got closer to 36 hours, we were unable to get the blue axolotl, so we had to call it quits. But I don't think this challenge was about the blue axolotl. I think it was about pushing ourselves for 36 hours straight. And honestly, doing that has given me a new sense of confidence that I think is far more rewarding than getting one simple mob. So, without further ado, let's have a proper celebration and close this out. This has been an insane journey. I'm just like actually kind of getting so excited to go to bed. I'm like gonna cry. I'm so excited for bed.
The first time ever I'm excited to go to sleep.
Skavio, there are 2 final missing mobs, and they are the ones that go right here.
Wait, why do they have different cages than the rest?
Because these are the special ones.
The most special ones?
Do you want to say what they're for?
Me! Because I'm special! And you!
There you go. 3, 2, 1. And we thought it'd be poetic if after capturing every other mob in the game, we counted us, the players, as the final mobs.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Good night, Skavio. If you enjoyed the video, you might also be interested in checking out Skavio's perspective with the video on screen.